Right. All right, welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rasul McGee. It's Saturday. That's right, it's here Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. As we always say on the DMV Sports Show, we got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders. NFL Combine has started, and it started off with a bang. And I tell you, folks, this class right here is fast. They are fast and elusive. They got everything in the bag, but I won't get to that because we got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Wizards are actually taking on the Charlotte Hornets. They already beat this team, but you know what? Charlotte Hornets is going to try to beat them again. Because they already, 1-1. But we got also a whole line of news as well. As I said, there was a trade everybody heard of. There's still people talking about it. They're trying to say, hey, listen, it's a good trade, bad trade. They really haven't decided. While they're doing that, this team has really took off because of the addition to that. Again, got a line of we won't believe. We're going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles, folks, the Baltimore Orioles. And the spring training has taken off. And the Baltimore Orioles are standing up, and they have one pitcher who was a rookie last year. It's actually taken off this year in spring training. And this guy has he was here for 15 years. I'll get to that picture in a minute. We're not going to talk about that, but let's go ahead and go to the next one. The Washington Capitals. Yesterday, was it today? No, yesterday. Yesterday, they took it on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay crushed them 3-1. But, folks, guess who's close? Today, Eric, stop. I messed up a little bit.
It wasn't a crush. it was 2-1. They got their last goal. Empty net with like 2 minutes left.
Okay, all right. Today, sorry, folks. We're gonna get to Eric and Big Steve because I know they're here. Hold on, and folks, we're gonna talk about Maryland Terrapins. Folks, Maryland Terrapins lost to Michigan State, 58-55, but they won today, 68-64. And ranked 16, they are two games away from the Big Ten Conference. And the Big Ten Conference, folks, it's going to be off the chain. Now, all I can say is it's good to be a Terrapin. And last but not least, call a number, 512-543-4662. Make sure you state your name, your name for the record, and who you represent so we can hear you loud and clear. All right? All right. So now let's start the show. Now, here's what's going on, folks. The Washington Commanders had just got a grade for the NFLPA, and their number one, their grade is A, outstanding for 2024. The first grade A in our illustrious career, 30 years. I got this one. There's a lot of stuff that we got to do. We are targeting everybody. Here's what I did not expect for Dan Quinn to say. He said, and I quote, we're going to look at Dante Adams. I'm like, look, no, man. Come on, listen. We got a whole bunch of people out there. Why Deontay Adams? He said, also, we're going to go ahead and target Deebo Samuels. I'm like, Deebo's. All right, he's cool. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why not Stephon Diggs and T. Higgins? What's wrong with them two? I got a panel coming up a little bit later. I got Big Steve and Eric here. You just heard Eric. He was correcting me. Hats off to him. Appreciate him. But there's so much that we have to get through in selecting the right player for this team because we got to battle the Eagles. Forget about Dallas. Forget about the Giants. They're not going to do something. And then let's get into that little aspect of it because I read something that really shocked the crap out of me. And I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. And I even called it to one of the Giants fans that I spoke to earlier. And before I start, she is one of our, panels, but we call her Coach. Coach had just came in today. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Renzo?
I'm good. We were just talking about a whole lineup that you wouldn't believe. And I'm just going to the one I want y'all to talk about. They're saying, and Eric and Big Steve didn't hear about it, but I'm about to tell you too. There's an article coming out, just already out, saying that Aaron Rodgers wants to become a New York Giant. I want to hear Big Steve and then Coach. What do y'all want? What y'all want to say, Big Steve? Go ahead.
Giants don't have no choice, so they don't have no choice. He's going from one bad New York team to another bad New York team, and he's going to and Adams is going with him. As far as the Commanders go, we like the kids with the candy cookie with the candy in the jar. We're gonna get Debo Sanders. You heard me first. We're gonna get Davis. We're gonna get Chase. We you know what? We're gonna get 4 players, and we probably lose 2. But say goodbye to St. Jude. He's gone. Merry Christmas to him. So. We play smart. We got a smart general manager, and he bought the special teams coach from San Francisco, and Debo Samuels was a wizard with San Francisco with him. So we automatically got Debo Samuels. It's just how we play the game. People that want to come to Washington, and we're going to do it up. That's all I'm saying.
I'll comment after that. What you got for me, Eric?
Hey, everybody. Hi, Coach.
Hey, what you doing?
Trying to stay out of trouble, and I'm not sure I've succeeded. But
Me too.
Nah, he was just in trouble this morning.
The Caps are sitting pretty. They got a powerhouse of a team this year. 10 games left, and always got 11 to go. I think it's going to get done. It's going to get fun, like when it crosses over into April, and if there's any left, and they just beat him for every score. But I like what I see there. I need to pay more attention to my Lady Terps. Anyway, the Commanders. Yeah, news is bubbling up about Debo. I would have preferred Higgins because he's a little younger, but Debo is not a bad choice at all. I'd put him on a performance. Let's see what he can do, and we'll pay him accordingly. Other news, not quite sports, but the stadium. They're talking about bringing it to D.C., which is kind of a little bit confined and everything. They don't know if they're going to have the same amount of tailgating room as they had the last,
correct.
Field, which was acres.
Right.
Well, for somebody who has season tickets, I'm here to report that tailgating was all too often, arguably, the most enjoyable part of the experience. There's going to be a generation of tailgaters, of people who spend money on the team, you know what I'm saying, who are going to be affected. We'll see how that works. It's still early, and I'm sure there'll be some form. There might probably reserve seats, reserve spaces that you have to pay for everything, and people are talking about parking garages, etc. But that's something to keep an eye on. I'm just saying that it's really weird, to be picking 29th, and you hear all the buzz about different players and things, who's getting drafted, and we got to sit and wait. It's like, I can't get excited like I used to, it's like, oh, we're going to get him. It's like, we're going to get who's left.
Right.
So I'm going to need y'all help to hold my hand and, get through this.
No, man. No, we ain't doing that, man. We're going to have a AA meeting right after the show for you, bro.
Thanks. but you know what, Big Dog? There's gonna be players gonna say, you know what? I can't wait to go to Commanders. Come on, I'm gonna go down. I want to go down.
Oh yeah, that's all they talk about is people wanting to come to Commanders, and that's cute and everything. We talk about Chase and some other people. It's like some of the folks we may not want, you know.
True.
If you talk about Chase, it's like you left. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of them would just have dollar signs because it's been reported we've got all this space, but we got 20-something free agents of our own to deal with, and they're going to want to get paid too. So we'll see how it shakes out. But it's still overall, we're sitting in the catbird seat, and it's going to be fun to see. Everybody talked about last year. Well, you know, we're building for a future dynasty. We're not building for a Super Bowl now. Well, that's not what I've been hearing over the past 3-4 weeks. They're like, look, this is a window. We got to get it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we'll get. I got some news for that too. But let's go to Coach. I know she got some information too. What you got for me, Coach?
Hey. Well, I'm hoping they're keeping an eye. Like I was watching it combine today. I was like astonished but I knew Tootin was he's fast. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, if y'all don't see this, he was the top.
Yes.
On that 40-yard dash.
I saw that. Yes.
He's fire. Whoever they decide to pick, once they study the films, I'm sure they're going to pick out, the right one. That's it, in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The things that everybody, y'all, I love what Big Steve and Eric and Coach. I also agree with you. The thing that I saw today, ultimately, is that this class in the combine is very talented. The running back and the DBs, and the fastest wide receiver is the Texas wide receiver with 4.41. Was just unofficial. This guy is going to be the number one wide receiver in the draft. And as for the trading, the free agency that starts off March 12th, right now, I can see why we go after Deebo Samuels because he's a double threat. He can run the ball and he can receive it. So he's built like a linebacker and built like a wide receiver. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. I believe that that's what we're going to need to combat with the Eagles and with the Bears, because the Bears and the Eagles are going to be looking at jumping their fingers because they got something to prove against us. Also, running back wise, Ashton Gentry out of the at the Boise, Idaho State was looked at by the Commanders today. So they might trade up to get him, but the question is how far, and that's when the collateral comes in. What I read today is that we might be losing Jonathan Allen in the trade. And
really?
Yes. They're thinking about letting him go. What happened?
They've been talking about that.
Well, yeah, but they making it official. They making it public. See, they didn't make it public until now. So now they're discussing it. Because if they're discussing it, just imagine how much we can get out of him and send him to the AFC. Because you don't want to send him to the NFC, and you see what happened with Johan Dotson. He went in the Super Bowl ring and just laughing in our faces, I sat there and we had a discussion on my show about how we trade away good players and they go win championships otherwhere. But see, here's this good thing. We are not home.
Teams, yeah.
We are not home. We weren't home. We were in the middle. But we got another caller before I continue. He is a co-host of the Hand Sports Show.
I want to say one thing. If you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead. Lou, your introduction has come to wait.
The Giants with Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. See, he said right. And he is the co-host of the Hand Sports Show. It's none other than Louis Tenor. I said, Lou, wait a minute, hold on, phones. I believe I mentioned this 2 weeks ago when they let him go from the Jets. I said, well, you know what? There's a chance he might go to the Giants. And I remember, Lou goes, no. Yeah. And Lou, he's not going to move far. He's not going to move far. It's going to be like he's going to take the L. He's going to take the L right to New York. It's like Rutgers.
Right. It just depends on their team if he's going to be able to, lead that team.
Oh yeah, he is. He's going to win. He's going to be named a starter. You know why? Because of his reputation. And yeah, Devontae Adams is going to go right with him. And you know what's going to happen with the Giants? The Giants are going to let a massive buttload of people go. Just to put.
They're going to need a buttload of money to sign them people.
Yeah.
No, well.
That's cute and everything have going, but who are his weapons?
Remember.
I don't know what he's doing. I mean, they're paying him, and I guess they figure his name will bring in more revenue, more tickets, more whatever.
That's exactly what it is. Because
who's he going to throw to?
He's going to. Well, that's the whole thing. See, that's a great question. I'm about to lay out because as soon as they said that, I already knew what was going to happen. They're going to bring in Devontae Adams. They're going to bring in people from the Jets organization who played with him, right? And they're going to make him learn a new book. They're going to add some of the old adages from his old playbook and put it into their system. Then they're going to have the offensive coordinator conjure up anything he wants that he likes. Remember, he's GOAT. He's like the GOAT of NFL. So if you like any plays,
he was for a minute.
Well, true, but
I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too, Lou. I'm sorry.
Lou. So Lou's not. He's not a. He's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So he's a Jets fan.
And
so
he's a fan. Don't forget.
Yeah, he's not a Giants fan. The thing about this is that Aaron Rodgers get what he wants. And in the locker room, he says, and I quote, I want to get anything that I want, I'll get it. So if he goes in there, there's this whole management is going to be like, sure, we'll give you anything you want. It's because they want him to win. Because they have to battle us.
Have to be protected.
He's not going to be no. Then let's see. One thing I know about the Giants, their offensive line is not going to be up to standard. It's going to take 3 or 4 years to build the correct offensive line. They'll have the wide receivers. They'll have the running back, but the offensive line is not going to be anything but trash. And so if you look at their defense might be something, but it's not going to be top tier. They're going to have everybody playing, but it's not going to be up to the caliber. This is the head coach last year, folks. It's either playoffs or nothing, and then it's going to be nothing. He's going to be gone. But that means that Aaron Rodgers
pressure him too much.
No, he's going to get a lot of hits. Now the question is, are they going to win 5 games? Maybe. If they're going to win 6 games, I can see them winning 6 games. Anything other than that, no. I got them winning, 6-9, right? Mm-hmm. If you look at their if you probably look at their schedule, they're not going to make anything other than 6-9 this year.
But they got Naylor as another wide receiver, and he's dangerous. You put him and Adams together, that's a dangerous combination.
True, but who else you got? I mean, you're going to be you can't see in this league, you can't throw 40 times a game. You can't. You're just asking for the pick off. And Aaron Rodgers can't bootleg because he got 2 hurt knees and an Achilles. So who you got? You got a rookie who threw 40 points last year?
Yeah.
I think it's Drew Lock.
Best quarterback the Giants got right now?
That's Drew Lock. Yeah, so Drew Lock is the only scrambling quarterback that you can actually bootleg, run, and throw at the same time. And probably drink tea at the scene of the court while you're throwing the football. But now you got Aaron Rodgers who can only run one, maybe two diagonal passes. He can move laterally and vertically at 12 o'clock. So you look at 12 o'clock, he's going to move diagonally. That's the only thing he got, you know? And then you look at the running back situation. There ain't no running back there. You got a person who can run through the tackles and then fall down. That's it. So other than Napers, Devontae Adams, that's it. That's all your offense right there. So they don't have really a defense.
Hey, what?
Their defensive line is great. It's the linebackers and some of the safeties are shaky.
I don't consider their front four a defense because when you play a whole defense, you got to think of the corners, free safety, linebackers, and a nickel package. They have none of that.
Yeah,
All they got is short people.
Front four, Lawrence and stuff. They got a great front four though.
They do. I do not disagree, but I'm just saying I don't consider them a defense. I just call them players that can play the front four very well. That's it. What's his name? Thibodeau? Thibodeau is actually pretty good.
Thibodeau dangerous.
I like Thibodeau, but I don't think he is the total package of a defense. He could play the edge well. Yeah, he could play the edge well, but he can't play defensive nose tackle. He can't play defensive tackle. He can't play linebacker. I mean, he has the speed for it, but I'm pretty sure by the time he gets to the sideline, he has to come right back out. You know, I that's me looking at tape from the Washington Commanders. Let's go a little bit further to another team that I have to get to because it was said this morning on one of the Cowboys' favorite network, and that's ESPN. And Lou, I gotta ask you this question. I'm sorry, bro, but every time you get on the show, I know you say, "Oh, why it has to be me?" No, bro, he knows everything about the Cowboys, and I gotta ask him this. You're my brother for life, bro. Come on now. I just gotta ask you this question. Why in the world did everybody say that Brian Schottenheimer is probably the best option for the Cowboys? Why would they say that? Why they keep lying to the American people?
To his dad, to be honest with you, and they think he's going to be just like him. But it's always tough to just term that when a coach is trying his first time, has never had any professional experience. I mean, he's got a lot to look up to, from his dad, and I think they might be just expecting a bit too much from him. So I think that's what's causing it. I mean, he could do well for us, but when it comes to first year coaching, especially for someone who hasn't even coached especially, I get a little skeptical about it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was saying too. I was like, do you really want to put that out there? Like what Dak Prescott said that he was going to beat everybody, and this is the year he's going to the playoffs. Why would you jinx yourself like that? Because that's what you said 2 years ago.
That's what you're doing,
Yeah, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, I think Jerry Jones needs to just sit down and talk to his advisors.
Well, everybody knows they become so senile, so
I think his advisors just need to push him down and say, "Be quiet, go to sleep." Just tell him that he need to take his meds. I mean, you gotta show. I mean, he is of age where you have to put him in a nursing home. I mean, he is getting to a point where he needs a cane or that little robot wheelchair that speaks, like moving fast.
I actually heard that a robot might replace him as owner. So, I heard by 2030, all coaches are artificial intelligence.
Hey, Lou, so you're thinking about sending him a singing walking cane? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, what I'm saying is by in 2030, they won't use those new ones as owners or coaches. They're going to use robots. So it's not far fetched.
Oh, shoot.
Wow. Well,
That's the other word.
so in other words, Jerry Jones is first to go. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down
Well,
the line,
well,
as they get older, they'll use robots, artificial intelligence.
okay. If they
Why
don't.
not? Everybody else is going that route, so why not?
Okay, so if they don't replace him, we'll sing him a singing walking cane. Moving on. All right. So we are going to go ahead and move because we're moving really good because it's 6:28. Normally we'll be on the Commanders, and we're getting to a really good discussion. But we're gonna come back to the Commander side because there's still a little bit more to discuss because I think we need to talk about the defense because we know that Jonathan Allen is being talked in a trade, and they just signed a former Cowboy, Osa. I think it was Osu. I can't say his name. I don't want to butcher this, but he was potentially targeted as soon as we played him in Dallas. I knew we were going to get him because I saw Dan Quinn on the sideline, had his arms folded, and looked at this guy and pointed. I said, "Oh my God, this guy's going to get him and play with us." And sure enough, we got him for cheap.
You think Adam liked him?
No, he is the DE for the Cowboys.
Yes.
So I knew.
For Quinn, did Quinn actually coach him?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, he did.
He
Yes,
did.
He did.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
did.
think he did.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
He did. He
I'm
did.
telling you, it's a new era. I mean, because
Yeah.
when we were the Redskins, Dallas to DC and DC to Dallas never really worked so well.
I know, and that's why I cringe because every time we get a Dallas Cowboy employer, they don't perform the way they perform against us. Like, what's it? Chris Canty. Chris Canty was a Cowboy, came over to the Redskins side and played horribly. I can go with Alvin Harper.
Dwayne Thomas.
Yeah, Dwayne Thomas. Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper was horrible. I never liked Alvin Harper, but he came over and just he wasn't all right. This man stunk. He literally stunk up the field. I literally looked at this guy and I kept shaking my hand. I'm sorry. I
But
spoke.
Dwayne Thomas was kind of a disaster. He was good for the media, though.
Yeah, he was a disaster. I can't believe we'd actually made. And then not only that, can somebody please tell me why we got this guy from the, I'm sorry, Lou. I have to say it. This guy came from the Cowboys and literally played for us and literally just collected money. I'm like, why did we get him on defense? I forgot the guy's name, but he was a free safety. And every time it wasn't Deion. It's not Deion Sanders. It wasn't Deion Sanders. It was somebody else. And I swear to you.
Deion Sanders was one of them. Yeah.
No, Deion Sanders, he was okay because he was from the 49ers. He was okay. Stop.
Whoa, you're getting bombed on, baby.
I know. I'm getting drop kicked in the jaws right now. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna move away from Deion Sanders. It was gonna be somebody else right now because I'm not gonna be the one. All right. Joking. No.
Still paying him 4 years after he left us.
But that wasn't on him. Yeah. That was the organization. That was whatchamacallit. What was that guy? The GM that we had in football operations. Who was that guy? You know who I'm talking about. I can't get his name.
It wasn't Bedford. It wasn't the other guy. We had another general manager.
Yeah, but, that guy.
The one who pissed me off was Jason Taylor. He's from the Miami Dolphins.
Well, Jason Taylor
gave him money, and he played. He said he didn't want to hurt himself, so he didn't play that hard.
Well, I mean, Jason Taylor was. I'd say he did. He was all right. He was all right. He wasn't a bum. Yeah, it was Albert Haynesworth who was a bum. I gave that.
His midfielder was a bum.
Okay, yeah.
Stubblefield too.
I didn't like Jeff George being here. I really didn't. I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand. Or Tony Banks. I did not want Tony Banks here, and I certainly didn't want that other dude, Mark Sanchez here. I didn't understand why we got him and thinking, oh, he's going to change the world. I'm like, really? He's going to do the same thing he did in the Jets.
We didn't have nobody else that wanted to come.
Yeah.
But Tony Banks had his moments, but yeah, he kind of
had his moments.
But I tell you what, at least he put in the effort.
I mean, at least you said something nice about him. I wouldn't have said anything nice at all about him. I would have told it to his face. You are a bum. I'm gonna call you a bus and put you on it. What else? What you need, man? You need your shoes? I'll put them right on the bus for you. Get on the bus. You know.
Yeah.
And, here is.
That's what a real coach does.
Yeah, you pack up his stuff and put him on the bus. That's what a real coach. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. Here's what's funny. I wanted to say this. I want to get this out because I know. I'm sorry. I just read this too yesterday, and I could have sworn I said this person's name 5 times on this show, and what I read, and I'm like, really? Who called him up? So I read in the article, NFL Network article, that the Giants also contacted. Get ready for this. If you're not, you got to be sitting down to do, because if you in the kitchen, you cooking some food, you're going to throw all your food at the wall.
Here it comes.
So the Giants contacted none other than former player Liddell Betts to be the running back coach for the Giants.
That's a good move for them.
That's a big man.
I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you contact Liddell Betts? He was never a Giant.
Yeah.
Why would you do? Why are you set?
Liddell Betts was good for us.
Liddell Betts, what? Okay, this are we talking about the same Liddell Betts who
Think
was?
he would fit in?
No, yeah, because he wants to coach.
You too.
Wait, okay. Are we talking about the same Liddell Betts who was grabbed in the Denver Bronco game, stripped of the football while he was sitting on top of somebody's chest, and ran for an opposite touchdown? The same Liddell Betts who fumbled in the Giants game twice and ran back for a third touchdown. That's a good running back?
Yes.
Stop it. Stop.
Washington got nothing but love for Liddell Betts, because when he came in for like Clinton Portis and stuff like that, he did nothing but good. Everybody has a couple bad games. But I tell you what, overall, he left nothing but good feelings and good stats when he was here.
Okay. I'm not talking about. Okay.
Have you been in the wacky weed or what?
Who, me? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to defend myself today. Wait a minute. Yo, I haven't been doing none of that. I had water and ice cubes today. Okay, listen, I'm not talking about Liddell Betts being a bad guy. I just said on the field, he was not productive. Yes, he had a good run here and there. I'm not going to lie. He had a really good run in here and there. But when you are being tackled and you're being held and somebody is standing looking at you and you like, can somebody blow the whistle? And you're like turning over and they pulling you up, your lineman's not pushing you down. I won't blame Liddell Betts for that. But you can actually move and fall down, take a knee, and you're sitting on somebody's chair. You can lean back. You're not able to, have this guy drop. I mean, come on now. And then when you fumble, you're
okay. Let me pat you on the head. Oh, it's okay.
You know what, Eric? Hey, man, stop. You stop that right now. Stop patronizing me on my show, bro. I ain't messing with you there, Eric. I'm not messing with you today, man. Stop doing that to me, man. I ain't messing with you. Next topic. Eric's doing stuff, man. Stop it, man.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Ladell Betts is now a running backs coach for the Giants, and he already accepted the deal. Hats off to Ladell Betts for making that move, man. Congrats to you. It's a good step up. I don't understand it, but okay, good for you. But you know what we should do? We should contact LeVar Arrington and be the defensive end coach for our Commanders. That's who we should do.
Hey, did we talk about Clinton Portis? He got a coaching job too.
Yep, I was just about to get to that. I was going to mention LeVar Arrington, and then I was going to say Clinton Portis, and another person got a head coaching job too. I think it was Deshaun Jackson, and Clinton Portis.
For college.
Yep. And they are 1,000%. Hey, I give them all the luck in the world because they're going to excel in that. Oh, man, that's what they needed. They need to teach these young cats how to run, how to hold the ball, and how to excel. And that's what I think Clinton Portis is going to. Oh, man, he's going to kick their butts and give them the 1-2. I understand what you got to do. Talk to them. That's what it is.
Right.
Let's go ahead and move on to the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards play tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. They beat this team. This is one of the teams they can easily beat. They're going to win this game because they got Middleton. Yeah. They got Marcus Smart. They got the rookie, Alexander Sarr, who's going to be 1,000% good because he just reached 500 points, the fastest center to do it in his rookie career. Man, this guy is good. I just don't think they have the talent. They need to let, Bilal go. But I spoke to majority of the Wizards fans, and they wanted this rookie more than anything. And this rookie has told everybody that he wants to stay in college. And this rookie is a Cooper Flagg. Now, Cooper Flagg is the center for Duke University. And Cooper has said, he said he doesn't want to come out. And he knows that if he comes out, he's going to be a Wizard. And he doesn't want to be a Wizard. And there's analysts have said that it would have been, he needs to stay in. And this is why. He needs to go to one of those teams who are competing for a championship. The Wizards are not competing this year. How do you guys feel it? Let's go with Lou and end with Big Steve. How do you feel about what Cooper Flagg said?
If he stays in college, it'll be the right thing. I mean, if he gets drafted, you know that the losing team is going to take him, man. He's like you just said, he wants to play for a contending team, not a team that's going to be considered, trash for years to come. He doesn't want to be part of a rebuilding team. Yeah, stay where you're at, because if you go out now and don't live up to the potential, like, say, Victor Wembanyama, you make a big mistake, right? So stay where you are. I mean, you're the center of college basketball. You're the biggest thing to slice bread in that department. So I think you're only going to get better. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're looking maybe at the male version of Caitlin Clark here.
True.
So, okay, maybe that's a little bit understandable, but you get the idea. So I think, stay where you are, and I think if you do, you're going to give Duke a championship.
That's a good point.
Don't rush it. Don't rush into glory.
Oh, that's
it's early.
That's words for the wise. Coach, what you got?
I agree. I think he should stay where he is. Give it a little time. And, think about it. You don't dive right in,
True.
That's, you got to really think before you do make a big step.
That's actually a good point. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Eric?
I'm not up on the whole Wizards basketball thing, but it just seems like it's his decision,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, particularly at this point, he's young, and you gotta declare for the draft mostly. You don't have to go, but
that's right.
I mean, even though the teams have a right to you, so to speak. So I'm with him. If he feels he's not ready, then of course he's not ready. His mind's not going to be right. So it's his decision.
That's a good point,
got
too.
it right there.
Big Steve, what you think?
Okay, a very easy question. Something that I had to face years ago. If you stay in school, then you get the degree, and you're getting NIH money, so you're not broke. So that's a good thing. You get drafted by a sorry team, like fortunately the Wizards, and you're not gonna be shown on TV. You're not gonna get no Christmas games, no playoff games. Like, it'd be a waste of time. Just think, you can get good. The Wizards could be special next year or so, and then you can go to them, and then you get nation TV. You know, the thing about it is showcase. Look at how, going back to the Commanders, has young man turned our whole team around through working together as a team, and we almost went to the Super Bowl. And I say next year, we are the Commanders with the right pieces. We can go to the Super Bowl. We beat the Super Bowl champions. So all we need to do is one person. And in basketball, stay in school, get that degree, and then you can take a team just like Daniels did and almost go to be a champion. Plain and simple.
I sense a little hostility in Big Steve's voice when he was like, of course, the Wizards are horrible. Wait a minute, bro. Why do you want to do that? Why you want to emphasize like they're horrible, like loud, man? But I get it.
Man, you know what I seen in an article a couple of days ago? I seen a 1975 when the Wizards won the 60 games and Golden State won 45 games.
Yeah.
And they and Golden State couldn't even play at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they still beat the Wizards 4-0. And it was an embarrassment. And it took 3 years, and the Bullets won the championship. Ever since then, nothing.
Well,
nothing. I went from a Washington Bullets fan from 1973 to now, and as close as they got. Remember, they could have beaten a Jordan team that won their first championship.
Yeah. If
we had the right twin, we had the wrong twin. Okay.
Well, here's something that should help.
Cartwright, yeah.
Rick Cartwright, yeah. Cartwright.
We had the wrong twin.
Rick Cartwright, I tell you, I mean, he had that deep voice, like, hey, everybody, like he had a heaven smoking. He was like, hey, everybody, you know what we're gonna do. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? You just woke up. Hey, bro, listen, you need to calm down with that voice, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you today, man. You can't be talking like that on national TV. They would think something wrong with you. Change your voice pattern. Go back in the locker room and think about it. But see, I got a great news, breaking news for you. Washington Wizards are considering bringing back John Wall. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Bring him. Bring him.
Yeah.
Bring him from the bring him. He can work with Star. He can work with the rookies, and we can go somewhere.
Maybe he's appreciating
away.
Maybe he's appreciating what he's left behind.
Well, it wasn't his fault. It was Tommy Shepard.
No,
Tommy Shepard had said that it would be better if John Wall leaves and had Bradley Beal become the face of the franchise. He talked about it in his interview online that he didn't know. Yeah, he was like, I didn't know what was happening. Tommy Shepard came to me and we were talking. He was saying, listen, you injured all the time. Why don't you quit? He said, why don't you trade me then? He said, okay, I'll trade you. He said, go ahead. I would like to see you try. He traded him. And when he traded him, he was like, yo, that's when he screwed up. And sure enough, DC went on a frenzy, yelling at him, pointing at Tommy Shepard. Tommy Shepard tried to bring in a lot of people. He brought a Bilal, then Adenijad, and everybody did not like that. And I literally said, you killed the Wizards because the Wizards were ready to go back to the
So you
playoffs.
don't think that they could build around John Wall?
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're adding John Wall, because they have 3 rookies that are talented. Plus, they traded really good player. AJ Johnson is young. What's the other cat name? Millington. Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart won a championship. Millington won a championship. So you bringing in championship players that know how to win. You helping the old youngsters, trying to play, get them caught up in the, trying to bring them up and teach them up. John Wall knows how to get to the playoffs and play really hard. And remember, this team used to be number 1, and they used to be the best defensive team in the NBA. And they were number 1 and beating a team and forcing a game 6 for the very first time in NBA history. So I say, bring them back.
Bring him back.
Bring him
Absolutely.
back. Because you bring him back.
Absolutely. I don't know if he's the 100% solution, but man, just
Oh,
a
no.
shot in the arm of energy, of passion, of skill,
Oh, yeah.
of fan love. They need something.
Well,
Because the Wizards
Yeah,
flatline.
they need to
They're
learn.
completely flatline. They just show up to get beat every night.
that's because they don't have a defensive-minded coach. They have a player. I mean, they have a coach who only knows how to play
fine.
offense.
That's fine. But bringing in John Wall would be like, at least you got your shock battles. At least
Like,
you
this
can
is
do a
how
little
you do
shock.
Well,
Yeah.
the only thing I can honestly say and be honest with John Wall, that his shooting selections are probably off, but he could dunk, he could pass, he can assist in the paint. Remember, he was next to John Stockton in assist, right? He was leading about what?
The question is, he could before. Can he still now? He's got a couple more years on him.
Yeah, look, I see the man, he keeps up with himself. He doesn't. I saw this podcast that he was doing. He's actually out there playing. He got a court at home. He's playing lights out. He's going to podcast talking to Nick, what's that dude's name who used to play for, they call him he played for the Lakers. He's doing his podcast. And he's talking about, hey, man, John, you working out? Yeah, I work out 2 or 3 times a day, getting ready, And then he went and talked to, what's that guy's name? The GM for the Wizards. And they were talking about, so they had him on courtside one time, telling him, hey, listen, man, we're going to want you back. We're going to put you on courtside. And they put him on courtside, and there is everybody, give a round of applause for the man of the hour, John Wall. And then everybody stood up and applauded, and he was just waving. But they said that, John Wall said, hey, listen, I want to come back. I don't know how many years they're going to give him, but the man can still do it for my opinion, probably 3.5 years. And then you get to really see what he can do after 3.5 years. If he can't go, then it's time for him to hang up the sneaks, because, let somebody else take the sneaks over. We got 9 minutes, but let's go ahead and go to Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles, folks. Oh, man. They're looking good. Everybody's not playing the way they should because it's the rookies and they're just looking. But we got Keegan Atkins, Brian Baker, Felix Bautista is back, folks. He is back. We got Kyle Bradish. Kano, he could throw like nobody else. He's a good reliever. We got Rosie Contreras, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Zach Efron. Now, Zach Efron is the pitcher from Tampa Bay that we got it from the trade last year. And this guy has to prove himself, but he's one of the good guys. Luis Gonzalez, Andrew Cutridge, Dean Kramer. Now, folks, I have a problem with Dean Kramer. Dean Kramer, he could blow a save and he can blow a game. But this guy used to win games 2 or 3 years ago. Now he come back, he like, oh, man, I don't know about if I can throw this guy out. And then he'll hit the glove, he'll throw it in the dugout, he'll balk. This guy, I swear, this guy, he needs to be, just told him to hang up his glove, just retire. Chance McDermott, Charlie Martin, folks, Charlie Martin. We still have a chance to get the Pittsburgh Pirate pitcher. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, do we actually need this guy? I'm like, yes, because we got Grayson Rodriguez, who's actually a good pitcher. And then pitcher rotation is now starting to turn slowly, and you get to see like a Rubik's Cube. You get to see the actual cube. I believe this could be the starting of a really good pitching rotation, because we could have a better pitching than we have. Trevor Rogers is one of the good ones. I like him. Second baseman. Colin Shelby, I'm not too sure about this guy, but Gregory Sato, he's a good guy. Kay Stroud, Albert Suarez. Now, Albert Suarez is like a Dean Kramer. He could give you 3 strikes and he can get on a roll. But when it comes to the 8 and 9 inning, he could blow the save, right? So if it was me, if I was, Brandon Hyde, I will let him go 8 innings pitch, relieve him, and go to Kano, and let Kano or Felix Bautista, and let him throw 3 pitches, and then they'll be done. I would not let him pitch any more other than 8 innings and 2/3. All right. Tyler Wells is going to be rehabbing from his Tommy John surgery. So him and Dean Kramer. So lucky for them, they won't be pitching. Tyler Wells, I'm confident. Dean Kramer, I'm not. And Brandon Young. Brandon Young is also a reliever, new pitcher. So, we get to see what we're doing there. Also, folks, the spring training is actually going on a bang for the Orioles. And, I believe the hitting of Jackson Holiday, the rookie from last year, who's a sensational, is starting to find his groove. Let this kid go ahead and hit, please. All right. So before it's 5 minutes before we go, I would like to say this to Big Steve. Big Steve, I know you like Scatterboo. Cam Scatterboo for the I think it was for the Arizona Devils.
Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State. He's a good running back, but the Commanders said they're not eyeing him. But I know who is, and you're going to hate this. It is the Las Vegas Chargers. They want Scatterboo. So,
because they need a running back bad.
Exactly.
But what I heard is that with the 29th pick, it's going to either be a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. Most likely it's going to be a wide receiver. And they're looking at the guy from Missouri, Luther Burden. And he ran a 4.4 today.
Well, I saw that too.
Our first pick. What spot?
Well,
it's going to be a wide receiver.
Well, they're thinking about moving up to get Ashton Gentry from the Boise State, that running back. But I'm not.
It's not the Cowboys going to get him.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get him. I don't think the Cowboys going to get him. I think the Cowboys need everything, and running back is the least of the problem.
Running back they need.
No, they need offensive line.
Because Pollard's going to be gone.
They need offensive line. You know how the Cowboys are. I don't think they're going to get a big splash.
They need an offensive line.
Yeah.
Because what you call retired.
Zach Martin.
So
yeah.
they need offensive line first, and then they need wide receiver and a running back. Most of them, they'll go for running back first. And I think they're going to go at the Gentry.
I think they're not, but I see what you're saying. They do need an offensive line. They need a running back, and they need a wide receiver to to be on the complimentary side of what's his name? CD Lamb.
No, CD.
Yeah, I know, CD. And I think what we need what we need is another wide receiver, as you know, a slot wide receiver to complement if we get Debo or Stephon or Cooper Kupp.
Oh, we getting Debo. We
I hope so. I hope so.
Look, we getting a nuke from San Francisco. One of the two San Francisco wide receivers coming to us.
Well, not a Nook, because a Nook is going to go to court because he was reported still in a car this week, so he's not going to be.
Yeah, I know, but that's why we gonna get him on the cheap.
I don't know. I mean, there's a possibility, but we're going to be counting down here on the DMV Sports Show up until March the 12th, because March the 12th is going to be free agency frenzy. So everybody mark that on your calendar because it's going to be good. With that being said, it's a thank you to Coach Lou, Eric, Big Steve. Thank you for coming on the DMV Sports Show. Make sure you turn into next week when Free Agency Frenzy Countdown continues. I'll put that on the chat room. Make sure if you want to enter the chat room, make sure you contact me. I'm on Facebook. Called DMV Sports Show. And also turn into this DMV Sports Show here. Call-in center is 512-543-4662. Make sure you state your name for the record and who you represent. With that being said, your human first, everything second. You're conquerors by definition. Don't go conquer your dreams. I'm out. Have a good weekend and stay hooked. And Big Steve, you know what? Appreciate y'all. Okay. God bless.
All right. Good night, family. God bless y'all.
All right, and Eric's. I'm gonna tell Eric stop getting on my case. Tell Eric stop getting on my case. All right, I'm out. Peace. Thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for coming in the DMV Sports Show. Make sure you turn in next Saturday where we're talking about the free agents frenzy. We're going to have alignment that you wouldn't believe, so stay tuned. Your human first, everything second. Your conquerors by definition, so go conquer your dreams. Have a great weekend.